The hills are alive. What? Hello, America. How are you? I was just taking the old this is a brand new GM SUV. Oh, believe me, it's coming. Hello and welcome to the Glenn Beck program and GBTV. I want to start over here. These are the institutions that you trust still. This is according to the latest Gallup poll on the subject. Military, we're number one. Then small business. Isn't that interesting? You trust small business over anything else. Well, I mean, besides the military. Then you have the church. They act stupidly, you know. Then church and religion. Huh. Then your doctor, the medical system. Then we have the presidency, public school system, and the Supreme Court. Then the criminal justice system, newspapers, TV news, banks, organized labor, big business, HMOs, and Congress. Okay, this is interesting because, let's see, Congress has dropped 17%. Big business, believe it or not, with everything that's going on, big business is up 1%, but organized labor is down 5%. Banks are down 24%. Newspapers and TV down 8%. Public school down 4%. U.S. Supreme Court down 13%. The presidency is down 23%. It's things that you distrust. Yet doctors are up. Church and religion up 3%. Police, acting stupidly, down 3%. Small business wasn't asked in 2002, and the military is down 1%. It's really interesting when you look at this because it's almost like Congress colluding with insurance companies and big business and organized labor and the banks and the TV news are all trying to consume the military, small business, police, church, and religion. The ones at the bottom are desperately trying to get to the top. And notice all of the influx of news that plays in the opposite direction of traditional American values. Look at some of the things that are happening today. The HUD secretary, we ought to be holding our cabinet meetings at Al Sharpton's convention. What? This is what Sean Donovan told Al Sharpton's group, that they had been a, quote, remarkable partner. Watch this.
National Action Network has been a remarkable partner to all of us in the Obama administration. I was just joking with the Reverend on the way in. We ought to be holding our cabinet meetings here with you at the convention center because so many of us are here over these few days.
Uh-oh, did he say that out loud? Al Sharpton's group has been such a remarkable partner for everybody in the administration. Really? Isn't he, I mean, first of all, a host on MSNBC, and also, dare I say it, isn't Al Sharpton a national disgrace? I mean, I always thought he was. Maybe I thought it was. Maybe it's just me, the guy with a pipe on TV. The administration is touting their relationship without any sense of shame at all. He's been to the White House 38 times, and nobody seems to have a problem with that. By the way, the next thing here is Secret Service agents. More of them are gone. Secret Service agents have now been forced to leave. They've been forced out. And by the way, I believe the military is involved too. 6 from the Army, 2 Marines, 2 from the Navy, and 1 Air Force. All been implicated in that. That's really strange. Oh, you know what that's like? Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, that's right there at the top. Military. Discredit the military. I mean, when have we ever questioned the Secret Service before? Here these guys are highly trained, tested all the time, and all of this is happening? And you know what hasn't been? Nobody has asked the presidency that has fallen 23 percentage points. Nobody has asked, hey, were they involved? We know the military was. We know the police were. But was the presidency involved at all? Senator Chuck Grassley is pressing for a broader investigation now. He's wondering the same thing I did last week. Anybody from the White House involved in this scandal? Then we go back to... we go back to here, the criminal justice system and the police. In Illinois, there's a guy who was so upset with Trayvon Martin in the case there that he decided to target and attack a white man. He and an equally stupid accomplice picked up a large tree branch, pointed it at a 19-year-old victim and said, "Empty your pockets, white boy," and then they beat him to a bloody pulp. Can you imagine how big this case would be if the races were reversed? Equal justice. But that's not what anybody's looking for now, at least those with power. Van Jones is one of them. He doesn't really look for equal justice. This guy was a radical communist just a few years ago, but he's definitely not, nor has he ever been a communist today. No way. No. He's being paraded around the media, spewing his vision of the American dream to millions. And he pretends not to see the problem and says his opponents must hate America. Listen to this. Quote, they seem to dislike most of the American people. They seem to resent most of America's achievements over the last century, including unions, public education, and the Environmental Protection Agency. The things that made the American century. So I don't get why we just don't tell them to shut up and sit down. They can complain if they like, but we have another century to win. We have another century to win. America's greatest accomplishments are the EPA, public education, and labor unions? That really? That seems to me and to Gallup. Oops, this side. To Gallup, the things that we don't like. Isn't that weird? Things we don't like and don't trust. Then we have Media Matters, the George Soros group that has been practically the research arm for lazy news reporters all across America. Actually put in on its application to the IRS in the first paragraph that they exist to fight Christian influence ideology. But their public mission statement conveniently fails to mention their hatred for Christian organizations, which, by the way, are among the most trusted in society and one of the few groups that actually gained trust over the last decade. And the left has got to stop that. Their path isn't clear until God is completely out of the way. Thankfully, we're only dealing with an anti-Christian media here. In other places, like the Sudan, they skip the blogging and just start bombing. I'm going to show you a video of a Catholic church, which a Muslim mob set on fire there over the weekend. Do we have that video? Our values, there it is. Our values are being assaulted. We trust the medical system, our doctor, and yet we're being told that doctors are ripping tonsils out and cutting people's feet off, performing unnecessary amputations just for an extra $30. Really? Our commander-in-chief is quick to scold police for acting stupidly. Police. And quick to blame our own military before having any of the facts, which the Afghan Quran burning case, our guys didn't do anything wrong. We found that out later. The Supreme Court is being humiliated now at State of Union speeches. At the same time, Congress, the least trusted of all the weasels, want taxpayers to give the green light to a $1 trillion bill that you have to see and wait and see what's inside because we got a surprise. You're going to love it. Pinky promise? I don't think so. Tonight, you're going to see how all of this is working. Tonight, you're going to see why our most trusted institutions are the ones under constant attack and how important they are to rescue.